President Shrum and Pistol Pete are going to help us out now as we crown the 2024 Homecoming King and Queen, Gunnar Ani and Lexi Evers.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside OSU. I'm your host, Adam Hildebrandt, and we start off Homecoming Week with a very special edition. We are joined by our Homecoming King and Queen. We've got Gunnar Ani and Lexi Evers with us. Thank you much for joining us, and congratulations. I was there yesterday, got to kind of crown you guys and celebrate with you guys. That was an absolute blast. We want to start by learning a little bit about you guys. So, Lexi, let's start with you. Where are you from, and what are you studying here at OSU?
I'm a senior studying agribusiness with a concentration in pre-law and a minor in Spanish. It's kind of a mouthful, but I'm from Edmond, Oklahoma.
I am aware it's a mouthful because I had to read most of that last night at the ceremony.
Yes,
Gunnar,
sir.
what about you?
I'm a senior studying biosystems engineering. I also have a minor in Spanish as well. I grew up in La Crosse, Washington, a little far away from home, but I like to say I grew up on the Oklahoma side of Washington. Not the Seattle area, but grew up on a wheat and cattle farm, and so did all my buddies. So Oklahoma's became home to me, that's for sure.
Those are words that I'm not even confident that I know how to spell, much less study and major in those fields. So, what do you guys plan to do with these fancy degrees that you are getting after you graduate and move on?
Yeah, so my ultimate end goal is to go back home and farm, but Dad still got some time left to work on the farm, so he wants me to go get a real job first, and so I can always go back home and farm. So I'm studying biosystems engineering. Sounds really fancy, but I'm studying essentially to be a tractor engineer. I'm hoping to work for a company for a couple of years, just working on agricultural machinery, designing new stuff to make the farming process easier for farmers, and after about 5-10 years of that, hopefully return back home to my family farm.
Basically, what I plan on doing is attending law school after this. I'm in the middle of law school applications right now. Super stressful but exciting process. And eventually I hope to be a public interest attorney with mainly focusing on a mix of immigration and agricultural law, so the H-2A sector primarily.
And what I hear from both of you in that is saying you're going to go and essentially be serving other people in one form or fashion. Farmers, you going through the law program and being a public servant. How does that tie into the Cowboy Code and the things that you guys have experienced in your time here at OSU?
Yeah, so the Cowboy Code, it defines what a Oklahoma State student should attempt to be at through their years here at Oklahoma State University. My favorite part of it is that we dream as big as the sky. I think, obviously, Oklahoma skies, they're huge, they're beautiful, but then that really, it ties to what an Oklahoma State student should try to do upon graduation. Here there's so many opportunities for students to be involved in, whether that's like within their major, within their college, or any different club or involvement on campus, and the opportunities are endless. And I think students should pick their degrees, try to make the most out of them, because there's hundreds of opportunities graduating upon here to impact as many lives as possible while they're here as a student, but then upon graduation as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Cowboy Code is the foundation that every OSU student should strive to live by, and we may not always live up to it, but we can try our best. And I think I also wrote my little essay section on We Dream as Big as the Sky, because we're asked in our application to write a little bit about one section of the Cowboy Code that means a lot to us. But I feel like the entire Cowboy Code is mainly just revolved around service and being the best possible versions of ourselves that we can be.
What or how do you get involved in the homecoming corps? Like, I know a little bit about the process, but when you first say, hey, this is something I might want to be involved in, how does that get started?
Well, it's an application cycle involving a short 2-minute video about someone at OSU who inspires you, and a series of essay questions. And then about maybe like a week after, they give you an email saying, you got a top 15 interview, and that was super exciting to receive. But after that, it's a round-robin interview process to narrow down to the top 5. And then for the top 5 interviews, it's more of a conversational interview with the judges.
Yep. Some of the questions that the judges asked us were things about what homecoming meant to us, why it's important to have homecoming royalty, what are some of our favorite homecoming memories are. It was a really long, crazy process, but we're just honored and blessed to be here.
Yes.
Now, with homecoming, that's going to mean different things to different people. Like you mentioned, what does it mean to you? You're from the area, so that I would imagine you've had a little more experience. Did you come from an Oklahoma State family? Like, did you know anything really about Oklahoma State before you came here, or is homecoming a newer experience for you?
I knew nothing about it. Like I said, I grew up on a wheat and cattle farm in eastern Washington. I just wanted to get out, toured a lot of ag schools in the Midwest and South, and just fell in love with it here in Stillwater. I remember just hearing everything about how homecoming, how crazy it was, how everybody loves homecoming, all the energy, and I didn't really understand it until my first homecoming my freshman year. Moving halfway across the country, those first couple months of school were kind of a whirlwind, and when I finally got settled and was able to look around and take in everything, just happened to be right around homecoming my freshman year. Going to walk around, going to the fountain dyeing, all that stuff, it really made Stillwater home. Last year, I had the opportunity for my parents to come down for homecoming. It was their first homecoming experience, and I got to show them how cool homecoming is. And finally, they were able to understand just why this place is so special to me. And homecoming has really been the thing that has made Stillwater, my home away from home.
So you're just from right down 35, essentially. So had you had previous homecoming experience before you got here?
Yes, sir. So my dad, he actually went to OSU, and fun fact, he was the 1979 OSU disco champion. So
Okay.
Orange definitely runs my blood. My brother, he goes to OSU IT up in Okmulgee, and he's studying to be a lineman. But I've been coming to homecoming ever since, I believe I was in 8th grade. We kind of moved around a lot when I was young. So I was born in Edmond, moved to Missouri, South Carolina, and then back to Edmond. So in 8th grade, I got to experience my first homecoming, and I knew from that moment on that I wanted to be an OSU student in the future.
So homecoming in multiple ways for you, including coming back to where you were born. You mentioned your first experience was kind of going through some of the homecoming process your freshman year. What was it like being up on the stage and kind of on the flip side of the fountain dyeing ceremony?
Yeah, it was definitely different being on the other side, looking out and seeing the crowd and everything. We were joking that when we got selected, we were up on the stage with Dr. Shrum and Pistol Pete, and we kind of had to remind ourselves, we're up in front of everybody, all eyes are on us. But it was just an amazing experience. I think fountain dyeing is definitely one of the cooler traditions that we do, and then just being on the other side of it, it was definitely something I'll remember.
Now, we've talked a little bit about how you get involved in homecoming. Why did you want to get involved in homecoming? What made you say, hey, this is a process I want to be a part of?
My freshman year, I was really blessed to have a lot of older mentors that saw my potential and pushed me towards different areas on campus to get involved in. They met me right off the bat my freshman year and really thought that I'd excel and do well in homecoming. So I was pushed to get involved with homecoming big committee through the Alumni Association as a freshman. And then that led the next year to be on homecoming steering committee, got to help with a lot of behind the scenes work, especially when it comes to walk around. Those are the two committees I was in. And then last year I had the opportunity to serve on the homecoming executive committee as well. So I made a part with my team. We spent an entire year last year just planning everything with homecoming, and it was really cool being able to see all the behind the scenes work that went into homecoming and the entire year of work rather than just the couple months leading up to it during the school year.
Yeah, so homecoming is obviously an incredible experience here at OSU. It's America's greatest for a reason. Growing up in several different places, I can honestly say that OSU does homecoming better than any other college I've ever seen. But it's really wonderful because you can celebrate the past, present, and future generations of OSU through homecoming. And I just want to say we have the absolute best alumni here. Several of the alumni that I know, they came down to see me for fountain dyeing, and that was a really wonderful experience. And it's such a blessing to have them come back for homecoming.
It was a bit surreal for me to be there last night because this is a position that I am new to, but I'm an Oklahoma State grad. There 3 or 4 months ago, I would not have thought that I would have been standing on that stage next to Pistol Pete last night, but had my kids there last night, and so getting to see past, present, and future, like you just said, is a neat experience, and it's something that I think kind of sits with you when you're involved with it. There were 81 applicants this year to be on the homecoming court. How does it feel now to have been crowned homecoming queen and king and know hey, this is something, your name's going in the record books here?
It's an insane experience. I kind of blacked out when they called our names last night. It took a minute to set in. It's still setting in. But no, it's just an incredible honor. And I thank God, my family, all the people who have made investments into me throughout my college career for just this incredible opportunity.
Absolute honor. It's an amazing experience. We were also talking when we were walking up here that all the people on court were people we've known since our very freshman year, being involved in stuff all across campus. And there was even a lot of people who interviewed and didn't get court that I was kind of shocked about. I was just blessed to be on court. I was just happy to be there. But then just be selected the king. It's an amazing experience, an absolute honor for myself to be able to represent the university, represent the student body and the alumni and everything. A lot of super qualified people that I think easily could have been up there, but just the fact that they picked us, it's 100% special. It's something to remember for the rest of my life.
It sounds like that's a group that gets to know each other pretty well. What was the reactions that you got from the other people that were on the homecoming court? Because obviously everybody would like to be king or queen. So what was that experience like right after the announcement there?
Oh, I was getting slaps on the back, hugs, and everything. I knew a majority of the people going into that. It was really cool. I think there's only 2 or 3 of the homecoming court members I didn't know previously, but then at the rodeo last weekend through this process, I've got to know them better. We're a really tight group already. Really excited to spend the rest of the week at the homecoming festivities traveling around with them, but everybody was just super happy just to be there in general. I think that we're all kind of honored and accomplished just to be up there together.
No, absolutely. They were incredibly supportive. I just feel so overwhelmed with love right now. Not just from my family and my friends, but from other people on that court. And I just want to say that I think any of them could have been an amazing king or queen. So I feel incredibly honored that we were chosen. But
this whole thing is really just getting started. It is
Yes,
early on in homecoming week. What are your duties now looking forward over the next several days here before we get to Saturday?
Yeah, so tonight we're going to be at the student tailgate at the Alumni Association. I believe it starts around 5:30, but it's just an event for students to come to. There's some food. I think last year they had a mechanical bull, hopefully that's coming back. That was pretty fun to ride. Tomorrow there is the Harvest Carnival out at the Payne County Fairgrounds. Great tradition. All the student organizations and clubs that are competing in that, they bring chili for the chili cook-off. They bring a carnival game, and just to see the community come together, kids dress up in their Halloween costumes. They get a little early trick-or-treat action. I'm really excited, looking forward to being there.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say that our homecoming exec team has been absolutely amazing throughout this week, and they've put a lot of hard work for an entire year into this 1 week alone. But I feel incredibly honored to be here and to be representatives for this week, but I definitely think that they deserve their accolades.
Yeah, I think it was a team of 8 roughly, and everybody kind of has their own thing that they are over and in charge of, and none of these events over the course of homecoming week are small endeavors. It's there's a lot of effort that goes into everything from the fountain dying last night to the parade Saturday morning, some of the tailgates and homecoming and alumni activities certainly. Is there anything that you guys are most looking forward to over the course of this next week?
Ooh. I love walk-arounds. I feel like that's a basic answer, but I mean, it's incredible to see all the hard work that the sorority and the fraternity pairings have put in.
Yeah, walk-around's amazing. The parade, something I'm looking forward to. That's always something I've enjoyed going to. I know in years past, the royalties got to ride around some pretty nice orange cars, so looking forward to that. But then just football game too.
Yes.
I think that's really the main focal point of homecoming week. Just all the events leading up to it. You just feel the spirit on campus and just the energy grow as the week progresses towards Saturday. So really looking forward to those.
I know this probably seems like an eternity from now, but what happens after homecoming week? Do you have duties throughout the year, or is it pretty much, hey, let's get through this week and then we'll figure it out from there?
That's a really wonderful question. I mean, I'd love the chance to serve OSU in any capacity, but right now we're just focused on homecoming.
Yep. Pretty much when we get through the week, I think we're pretty much done. But that title carries with us through graduation now. Even though we're just homecoming queen now, just until next year, we will be the homecoming king and queen. So, that reputation, that title carries through us. And so we'll just be able to represent OSU as long as we can.
All right, well, we're looking forward to a fun homecoming week with you guys. Congratulations again, and thank you so much for giving us some time this morning in what I know is going to be a very busy week.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
That is Lexi Evers and Gunnar Ani, homecoming queen and king for 2024. Thanks so much for joining us on Inside OSU. Happy homecoming week, and go Pokes.